Talk up youths, myself a talk up youths. It is youth month. November is youth month. And the theme for youth month is rethink. Rethink youth about yourself. How do you think about yourself? How are you going to cause others to think about you? That's the focus for this month. And young people, we want you to talk your talk. Let us know what you think and how you feel about the issues that affect you so we can know how to think about you, because the focus for Youth Month is rethink. It is also Drug Awareness Month, so that's one of the things we want to be thinking about this month. For Drug Awareness Month, we're going to have a couple talks like this where we look at the issue of drug abuse. What is drug abuse? Is it a problem? If it is a problem, what is being done about it? How is it affecting young people? What can you as a young person do about drug abuse? So as we get into it, the first thing we're going to talk about is what are drugs? What are drugs? Drugs are any chemical, any substance except food or water that once you put it inside your body, it causes a physical change or a psychological change. Now, how could something you eat cause a psychological change? Because your brain is really run on chemicals. Whenever you feel happy, your body releases endorphins and dopamine. Those are names of chemicals that, once they touch a certain brain cell, they fire off electrical impulse and they make you feel happy. So the feeling of being happy is actually a chemical reaction. So that's how drugs can affect you physically or psychologically. Some of them actually cause brain cells to die. Some of them cause more brain cells to grow in a particular area and less to work in another area. Some of them cause damage to your organs, like your lungs or your liver or your kidneys. So drugs have some effect on the body when you take them in. Some of them make you sleepy. Some of them make you feel hype. Yes, so drugs have an effect either physically or psychologically on our bodies. No, there are legal drugs and there are illegal drugs. So legal drugs like our medications that are meant to prevent or treat illness, those we know of. There's also other legal drugs that are like alcohol. So your rum, your beer, your vodka, all those kinds of alcohols. Your wine that you put in your cake, normally Christmas time, yes, has alcohol in it. Even like your Listerine has a little bit of alcohol. Then there's caffeine that comes in your coffee and your Pepsi and your Boom and your Red Bull. Yes, drugs are in those too. And you have also illegal drugs like heroin and cocaine and cigarettes. Tobacco is another legal drug that persons use, but they cause changes in the body physically or psychologically. Now, there are some drugs, even though they are legal, they are expected to be used under limited doses or under certain circumstances. Because if they are not used correctly, like your medications or your caffeine or your alcohol or even a cigarette, they can lead to serious consequences for us. When I say serious consequences, what do you think I mean? Now you have the person who is smoking can lead to cancer. A person who is drinking alcohol can lead to liver damage and different types of cancers of the internal organs of your mouth. So even though there's some of these drugs that are easily accessible, you can get them in most places. Even some of the illegal ones, you can get them around in your community. You see people using them like, why? When I say ganja is illegal, people are like, no, but police now stop you again if you have like a weed on you. But even though they're not going to lock you up, it's still illegal, meaning that they can write you a ticket if you have a certain amount on you. And even though it's so easily accessible, like a beer or a boom, they still affect your body, because there's a lot of politics that goes into what drugs is available and what's not available, because we all know money make people do things. So that's for a later day. We're going to talk about the politics of drug abuse, but for today we just want to understand what is drug abuse. Now, how does drug abuse affect young people? The National Council on Drug Abuse do surveys regularly, and the last one they did, they found that alcohol is the most widely used substance by young people, mostly among persons who are in the 17-year-old bracket, while cigarette and marijuana ganja is used mostly among 14, 15, and 16-year-olds. And even though some persons say them just gonna try a one spliff, or them just take a little sip of a beer, and them not gonna really become affected, them not gonna become addicted, them not gonna keep using it, them just take a little one taste when them feel like. They found that actually 1 out of every 5 young people who tried alcohol, tried ganja, or even smoked a cigarette ended up using it repeatedly for over a year. So even though they wanted to stop, or they said they weren't planning to keep using it, they couldn't stop themselves. So drugs can affect how we behave, the decisions we make. We might find ourselves doing things that we never intended to do. So that's the effect of drug abuse on young people. So those are some things to think about for this week. And I want to hear what you have to say, because this is Talk Up Youths. We want to hear from you because this is Youth Month. What do you think? What do you think about drug abuse? Is it a problem? Do you have an experience with drug use? Do you know people around you that use drugs for whatever reason? What has been your experience? Send us a quick video with your opinion. Are drugs really dangerous? That's your question this week. Are drugs really dangerous? We want to hear what you think and what good or bad experiences you have seen, heard of, or had for yourself with drugs. Let us know.